folks. So if you're in Nigeria, good morning. It's the morning I'm shooting this video. So I did a thread on Twitter talking about how to find daily buyers even when the daily time frame is confusing. And on that thread, I created, I put in a lot of work. Now it's even beyond just how to spot the daily buyers when the daily time frame is confusing. I had to go further to even explain how to enter the entry drill, everything you need to do. I haven't explained other things. So the information is so packed, but I understand how these things work. No matter the kind of information I give, it might still be very difficult for most people. So I decided to do a video explaining this in more details, right? So the video is how to find daily buyers even if the daily time frame is confusing. Now there's how these daily time frames work. Alright, so this is how it works now. There are days when this daily time frame is not going to give you what you want. But before I proceed, I will explain this. Daily bias has nothing to do with only daily time frame. Because here it's daily bias doesn't mean all you have to check is just daily time frame to tell you what you're looking for, what you should avoid, and everything. No, daily bias is the combination of what the daily time frame shows you, the 4 hour shows you, the 1 hour shows you, and even the 15 minutes shows you. The combination of all these time frames is going to give you what you're holding on. So I do apply what the majority carries the vote rule. If the daily is bullish, 4 hour bullish, 1 hour bullish, and then any other time frame bearish, majority carries the vote. I'm bullish that day. If the daily is bearish, 1 hour bullish, I'll take the 1 hour. Why? Because the 1 hour makes up the daily. So even if the daily is confusing, the 1 hour can actually show you something better that is like trying to form or cook up. So I'm going to give you a thorough example about how to find when the daily time frame is confusing. Now look at this Euro USD chart, the daily time frame. So I'm going to use a replay on this. Okay, so look carefully at this kind of scenario. Good. So now most people looking at this price action are really going to understand the earlier part, like these areas like this, when the market ran into an order block and also ran some buy side liquidities over here. All these price actions, you can recognize something. So at this day you will surely be bearish. Okay, good. At this day, a day like this is what I'm going to teach you on. You see this candle, a day like this, also a day like this. All these days that look very uncertain is what I'm going to show you about. All other days that look very certain are easy to decide. So how to find daily bias even when daily time frame is confusing. So if I put a replay, if I replay this again, if I remove this out of the picture, or if I still remove this out of the picture, okay, so now do you know what we're anticipating? We're anticipating where the next candle is going to go. That daily candle that formed bullish, we're going to anticipate where it's going to go, right? So as I'm saying, the confusing days is what I want to work on. On my Twitter thread, I didn't do it this way because I can't really do everything like that on a thread, but this video is going to help you understand better. So this is it. On a day like this, some people might say, oh, it has mitigated its order block. Don't get it twisted. An order block is marked from body to body, not involving the wick. So I'm going to adjust this. It's going to stop at the body. Here it's going to stop at the body of the bullish up close candle. Look at it. That's what we call order block. And if you look very well, you find out that this wick neither has this or this entered it. It's still naked, not mitigated, right? So at this point, you still have an FVG here that was mitigated and price sprang up, did not still run this high, did not enter here, and price is springing back down. On a day like this, you are left with two decisions. The next candle is likely to go up or go down. Go up, why? There's an unfinished business here. The buy side liquidity is standing here. Go down, is that there's also an unfinished business here. There's a sell side liquidity that the price might reach out for. When I was explaining on my trade, I said something that price moves from POI to POI. Okay, so if it moved from this POI, it's supposed to get here, but all of a sudden it's returning back for no reason. So there is a POI down, but there's still one down. So therefore, it can go to this or go to this. So on a day like this, how are you going to understand what price is doing? So with the daily time frame, you cannot really know if it's bullish or bearish. It could go either ways. So I'm going to specifically talk about days like this, right? So let's look at smaller time like 1 hour. Let's look at the date. We're anticipating the candle on the 9th. This candle showing here is 8 August. So we're anticipating candle on the 9th. Let's see how it played out. Go to the 1 hour, 1 hour. Let's see 1 hour time frame. Let's see how it is. Okay, turn on my session breaks so I can easily see my session breaks. Okay, it's on now. Wait for some time before it applies to the charts. Okay, so it applies to the chart right now. So this is looking for 9th. Looking for 9th. Good. This is 9th of August. Look at it carefully. This day. So you come to this day. First things first. It's a very choppy day. A very choppy day. But then on this day, there are days like this that were not even that choppy. Okay, we happen to experience that this is a choppy day, right? The market did not do much, but there are days like this that was not really choppy, but on the daily time frame you can't know where it's going to. So I want to show you with this example, even if you didn't go far, but you can still win a trade on such day. So coming to the market, so everybody eyes on chart. This is where you should keep your eyes, right? 7 o'clock Eastern time. That's where you come to the chart. See my time, you see -4. Don't forget. This is when I come to the chart. So what I'm going to look for? Let's look for the midnight open first. Very important. Where is the midnight open? There's the midnight open. Alright, this is the midnight open here. Very important. Good. So I said something on my trade. I said if during the London Q zone, which is around this time, this is opening price, is 2 a.m. Eastern time till 5. All this area is London session. So I'm going to use something like a rectangle to paint it. From here to 5 a.m. Eastern time is London session. See these candles? This is a 1 hour time frame. So all these candles were for London session. If both Asia and London session, all this area before our time of trading, if the midnight wasn't run to enter a point of interest that is even visible on the 1 hour, then trust me, this midnight will be price will come for it again. As you can see, price ran below the opening price of it. Good. But there was no other block it mitigated, neither was there a fair value gap, neither was any sell side liquidity it cleared. So therefore it didn't do much. That means there's an unfinished business here. Mean price will come back for it again. Okay, good. So minus that we just marked the midnight open for now. And since it has an unfinished business, we have that in mind. Okay, price might do anything around there. So marking all the point of interest as usual, as I explained in the video, we have fair value gap here at the opposite side. We have a fair value gap there at the opposite side, and this fair value gap was mitigated. I get me. Fair value gap was mitigated before the Q zone. So as price kept coming down to this level, remember anything above the midnight is premium. Remember, don't forget, everything above the midnight is premium. So around here, buying is risky. All these other blocks, all these rubbish, don't take them seriously. Okay, it's reacting off an fair value gap and it's dropping. Right now it looks bearish, but it's not our time to trade, which is 7 a.m. Eastern time. So therefore, all the other blocks at your around here, if you mess with them, they'll hit your stop loss because there's an unfinished business here. So all you have to do is just to chill. And then price at 7 o'clock Eastern time, this is when we came to the chart. We saw this market here. So what are you supposed to do? Chill. Don't do anything because price has not even run below this. So by watching this is a sell side liquidity that was grabbed here. Can you see that? apart from this midnight open, this is the midnight. Remember, I'll put this as a red color right here. So, but this is sell side liquidity that was taken. So when sell side liquidity was taken under this, and there was a reaction, this is best to take your buy trade. This is where you take your buy trade. So how do you identify that today is going to be a bullish day, even when the daily time frame was confusing? I identified that from the midnight open. It's the midnight open is here. If price is above it, it's premium. So when it was time for our trade, I just found out that this other block has failed. Our price is dropping, and then when price dropped around these lows, it started rejecting and all that stuff. So if you get involved with the buy, by the time it went up this week and everything, you might have taken profit or so. It's a very choppy, a very very choppy day. Okay, so on days like this, you have two options. Either you chill for price to run the midnight, or what do? You stay out completely. Why am I saying stay out completely? The staying out completely is because price reacted off this FVG and reacting off the sell side liquidity. This is like two opposite force, so it's still kind of two ways on this 1 hour time frame. You get, on days like this, you simply avoid, or you work with this logic I gave you, but it's best to avoid. Why? Because it's reacting from here is bearish, here is a bullish point of interest. All right, so two things you need to do today. I'll say again, either you try to look for your buys below this, because since there's no above and then it came below this and swept this low, and there should be some kind of reaction from the smaller time frames like 15 and the rest of them, then you can take your buy. Or I'll say it again, or you stay out completely. All right, so let's look for another day that was like this on the daily chart. Let's look for another day like this on the daily chart. Another day like this on the daily chart when price was, it's going to be two-sided. Let's see. Good. So now here comes another two-sided day. Why is it two-sided? Watch. Lows have been run beautifully. Has it? No, it has not been run. Okay. I thought these lows have been run, so I'm going to use this as black for my color. I think it's kind of unusual, but lows have been run, obviously. No, has not. Sorry, has not been run. This social liquidity is protected, and when price got to this level, everybody was thinking price is going to run this low. Please take note. Due to my experience in this trading, I found out this often, that whenever price is close to a sell side liquidity or a buy side liquidity, a high or a low on the daily chart especially, the market will tease everybody and reverse, because everybody has an eye on this level. Support and resistance level, support and resistance traders have the eyes here, SMC traders have the eyes here. Everybody has the eyes on this very serious low. So when price comes very close, they tend to pull it back for no just reason. So whenever I'm close to these places, when I'm anticipating the next daily candle to form on the next day, I'm not going to be bearish. So maybe you say, okay, price doesn't run the lows, we must be bearish. No, be what? Two-sided. It could go up, it could go down. Have that mindset. That mindset shift will help you a lot. Okay, so let me remove that candle. Having that mindset shift will help you a lot. When you get it, it's two ways. That two ways will help you a lot. Say, price could go up or could come down, because whenever it's close to the sell side liquidity, a lot of manipulation will happen a lot. Will it clear it? Surely it will, but you don't know when. So don't try to predict that when it's going to clear it. You get fucked. So on a day like this, I'll purposely call it two-sided. It will go up or it will go down. This is what 18th. So I'm expecting 19th. No, I'm expecting 21st Monday candle. Let's see how we are going to identify through area is going to sweep. Right? We're going to identify the through area is going to sweep. So on the 21st, this is the 21st. The same thing like last time. Now, how are you going to identify the bias on this day, since daily is two weeks? Now, let's mark out all the bullish POIs we have. Okay, so first of all, put an eye on 7 o'clock Eastern time here. This is where the whole thing started from. The whole New York kill zone, where we start trading. Everything before here, we don't have any business with it. So this is when we come to the chart. So what do we first do? We mark all the what bullish point of interest. Now, this is what a lot of people make mistake and do. They'll mark here as an order block, mark here as an order block. Now I'm looking for bearish point of interest. Did you see any bearish point of interest that was mitigated? Now we have this buy side liquidity, but price did not run it. Price got close to it. The same thing that happens on the daily also happens here. When price is also close to anything like buy side, it will first get manipulated before price run it later on. So it's not only the daily it happens everywhere. The market is fractal, okay? So price got very close to this and then shrunk back. So is there any bearish point of interest reacting to? Unlike the previous day we did, on this day price is not reacting to any point of interest that is bearish. None. That one it was reacting to. That's why I say you should leave it, because it's two-sided. When it's two-sided on the 1 hour time frame, please, it's best you leave it, because it's going to be very confusing. But on this day, it's not reacting to any bearish point of interest. But then we have bullish ones down. So we are hoping that these ones hold. So now, this is how you choose the best one that will hold. So therefore, on this day, I'll be bullish because it's not reacting from any bearish point of interest. So on a day like this, there is only one point of interest. A point of interest that is bullish that's going to hold, but we don't know which. We have this guy here. We even have a fair value gap here. Fair value gap, other block here. We don't know which is going to hold. Nobody knows. Now, do you know how to know the one that's going to hold? That's where the midnight open comes in. So now, watch. This is midnight open. This is it here. Now, remember our rule. What's our rule? What's our rule? Our rule is this. Our rule is this. I'll put this red, and I put this red. I'll make it a little bit thicker than usual, right? So, let's get to it. All right. So let's get to it. So, this is the midnight open. Let me study it a bit. Now, knowing this place is here, remember the last time I told you, if the midnight open was ran, as you can see, it's weak. This week that came below it shows that it went below it, below the midnight open. If it was run and it did not do anything, it did not run a significant low, neither did it rebalance in a fair value gap, neither did it mitigate an order block. It did not do any of that. As you can see, it did not do any of that. So therefore, there's an unfinished business here, meaning on the New York kill zone, price will chase it again. So that's how you discard this order block that it won't work. This one, this fair value gap, it won't work. You discard this one, it won't work. You know that what work will be done. But now, when you draw your order blocks, please and please, guys, be careful. When you draw your point of interest on the 1 hour, I do tell people go to the 15 minutes. It's on my trade. The 15 minutes is used to actually validate your order block. The 15 minutes is used to validate your 1 hour order block. When you go to the 15 minutes, you'll be able to see that area. What I'm saying is this. So, for example, this is your 1 hour order block, right? Right? This is it. And when price is moving this way, like this, and let's say you want to buy off this order block like this. Let's assume you want to buy off this order block like this. Okay, here you want to buy off this order block here, and then price is going into it, then you decide to go to the 15. This is how it's going to look on the 15. Most cases, okay. In most cases, it's going to look like this. Let me find something to use to identify this. All right, so it's going to look bigger on the 15 minutes time frame. I mean that gray area you marked as a block. So you're going to find some things like this inside. Okay. It's going to look, all here is going to look like a little bit zoomed. Then as it's got mitigated, this is what you're going to see. As price is entering inside, getting mitigated. Now there'll be many diverse point of interest inside. Fair value gaps, order blocks, you see them around. This is why I set my stop loss using the 15 minutes time for not 1 minute, because there could be many down things. So when you are ready to buy, you find out that price is going to be getting any of them before it gives you that 1 minute confirmation to get in. So if it gives you the 1 minute confirmation to get in right here, you put your stop loss below, because it can fail here at last, come here and run up, or fail here at last, come here and run up. Okay, so that's why I do put my stop loss below the whole zone. That's the 1 hour, this big zone. I don't trust any of them. But there are some times when there'll be nothing down, and it's reacting here. I'll put my stop loss there because I don't think price is coming any lower. since the market is fractal. If there's no point of interest, then I don't think there'll be any reason why to just spike. All right. Now another reason is that the 1 hour point of interest could be like this. Okay, could be small, like this. Yes, this is 1 hour. It could be small like this, and then on the 15th there is something below it. On the 1 hour time, that thing below it is just a week, right? The 1 hour block is this one here, remember? But then if you go on the 15, you still see something below it. This is when you see price weak below the 1 hour point of interest before running the back up. Weak below the 1 hour point of interest before running back up. It's not just weak in it, there's something below that is coming to chase before going back up. So I'm going to show you a live chart right now. So let's go to the 15th. Today is what, 21st. Let's go to the 15 minutes time frame and see. Okay, so if we were told to mark this order block properly, this is the order block here. The last biggest candle before the run. That is the order block. The last biggest candle before the run. It hasn't been mitigated. So if I draw it to suit it properly, you find out that that wick that came did not what? Fill this area. So it's still a very valid point of interest. So let's go back. 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 Oh, where is it? Okay. So back to the matter. So why did I know that here is the best point of interest to work with? Is because this is the big night and it has unfinished business and price will most likely come for it. Now, there's the first time the market is very manipulative. Remember, this first candle came to this place. Many traders will buy here because it's an order block. But the best thing to do is you have to ensure that this red line gets round while still being in this place. In some cases it might get round, then jump out of this order block, run this low as a reason. As no, there's a buy side sell side liquidity, and a sell side liquidity sweep leads to what? A bullish move. Is in my trade. Go and check it. So as price will run this midnight open, then you have enough reason to buy. So right here, I got this trade. I think which day? So let me go on my channel and show you when I took the trade. Okay, this is my channel. I send free signals here, free tutorials. Sometimes I drop links so they can trade live with me. Everything on this channel here is free, very free, very free. So I'm looking for that day. Let's get in. I call the trade out. Now this is the day. Look at it. Can you see? Let's look back there. This is the 15 minutes chart. I will show you. This chart is 15. Are you seeing it? So let's look at the 15 so you can see how identical it is. Let it not be like I'm just capping. I'm just saying what's not true. So let's go there and see whether it looks alike. Look at the whole price. The price figures, look at them, and look at it again. Look at the whole price figures, look at them. To the trade. And exactly my stop loss was below, and I sprung up to a 3R. So what I'm showing you right here is exactly what to do when this daily time frame is confusing. One more example. Remember how I discovered that it was bullish? How I stood on the bullish bias was that there was no bearish point of interest it was reacting to. And let me tell you something. When you look at the 1 hour and there is no bearish point of interest, please, you can look at the 4 hours too in case there is something the market is trying to hide from you. It's very important. So this is 21st. So let's look at how that 4 hours was looking on the 21st. Let's look for how it was looking on the 21st. On the 21st. Okay. This is the 21st. This is the 21st. Yeah, it is. Now look at it on the 21st. Which is this day. Can you see that? Can you see that the market did not react from anything bearish? Everything is bullish on this time frame. As you can see, previous lows that was run, another lows was run here. So everything here was bullish. Can you see lows are just getting run? No bearish thing. This bearish order block here was filled already. So you would see. So you see that the 4 hours and the 1 hour supported bulls. The daily was two-sided. So majority carries the bulls, right? So that was how I knew bulls was gonna play out. Okay, as you can see, the 4 hours is just additional confidence. I don't like moving to the 4 hours from the daily chart. I do wait for the from the daily I move to the 1 hour. It's when the 1 hour is confusing, I just come out this guy here. Because this guy here could get you very more confused if you don't know what you're doing. That's why I like to stay on the 1 hour first. When 1 hour is confusing, I do keep the 4 hours. Alright, so let's look at the last example I'm gonna give where the market was two is. Please learn from every bit of everything I said. You can still ask me questions on the comment section and on my DM, on the description link, on my description link to the channel, link to my DM, everything is on the description. Don't forget to check it out. Alright, so this is it. Now, why do I say this is an example for a two-way day? Is this on this day you don't know where price is heading to? Trust me, you were expecting this lows to get around initially from the daily charts, observing it. You were expecting all of that shit to happen, but that did not happen. So many traders will be like, where is the market going? So at this level, this is where you don't know, because it's two ways. All of a sudden you did not run this, but then it started going up, very bullish, very bullish. So where is it heading to? So on a day like this, you have two ways in your head. You tell yourself that either price runs to this high, okay, or price runs to this low. Two ways. Either the next candle just drops, it's very possible, or it runs to this high, or keep going up. Maybe it just run to this high, take care as the buy side, a new buy side liquidity, and all of that stuff. Not one day, but series of up candles till it gets there, or it wants to run this low after this. So it's two-sided. You don't know what's going to happen. Okay, right? If you're going to be talking about some people will say, hey, price is coming to this FVG. That's not bad to think, right? But this is an order block here. This big up close candle before the drop is the order block, not all the small ones, right? This is an order block. Now that has been mitigated before with this week. Can you see that? That's been mitigated before with this week. So if price is returning back here for destruction, price will not just turn back to enter here and drop. It can happen, but it's going to be rare. So this other block has been used. If price is coming back here, in most cases it's trying to fill this area and keep going up. Alright, so keep that in mind. So it's two ways. Price could run up here, as attacking here, it keeps going up, or it drops down. So it's two ways. So on this day, how do you now know what they will do? Let's consult the daily time frame. Alright, so let's look at the date again. Oh god, the next date is around 22nd. Okay, so let's anticipate 22nd. Let's anticipate. Let's go to 22nd and see how everything played out. Alright, so 22nd. So let's go. Let's get it. So on 22nd, this was it. Alright, this was it. This was a buy side liquidity that I marked that if price might run it on the daily. So you see, I just run it and then say drop it. Now listen carefully. On this day, it will be a no trade day for me, but it dropped. Yes, I know, sure, but I'll tell you why it dropped. If I see it's a no trade day for me. So since we don't know the bias on the daily time frame, let's assume we don't know the bias, but it go up or down. But then coming to the daily time, to the 1 hour time frame, can you see that the bias is clean? It's reacting off a bearish point of interest, which is buy side liquidity. That's where it's reacting from. And even before our Q zone is 7 o'clock Eastern time, let's mark it. Before our Q zone, price has dropped, filled all this bullish point of interest, fair value gap, other block. All of them have been filled. Don't forget that we don't consider a run on a low that the candle close below. If the candle close below your run on the low, the candle close below is not a buy side sweep. So don't expect any bullish something from here. As soon as it close below, it's not. It's a break of structure. So prices keep going lower. Lower and lower and lower. So that's how you know that today is a bearish day. I see how price was behaving before the 7. Let's assume we have not even seen all this bearish move. But before the 7, trust me, 7 Eastern time, trust me, everything here is bearish. So now, this is why I did not take the trade, because price did not. Let's see if price actually entered. I think price did. Okay, I think price did. So look at this day beautifully on the 22nd. You have a bearish point of interest right here. Now there's something about FVGs. No matter how tiny the rebalance is, trust me, that little thing can make it go very far. Trust me. And maybe if you pick the 15 minutes time frame, you find out that there's something around here that's gonna push price lower. You'll find out. Let's see, 20-second, 15 minutes time frame. Let's see if there's something around there that could push it faster lower, that made price not to go that far. Right? Let's see. Let's say it. I said it. I said it. I said it. Can you see that? Can you see that? That there was an order block here that sponsored the act very fast. On the 1 hour, it really entered the FVG. But on the 15, there was something around that made it not go far, it just dropped. Since it was very, very bearish. Now, I don't make use of the 15 minutes POIs. If it's not in line with a 1 hour point of interest, I don't do that. The 15 minutes point of interest will disappoint you alone. So you must pair it with the what? The 1 hour point of interest. If you don't do that, the 15 minutes will disappoint you. You don't use 15 minutes just from nowhere. So it's worked out with my 1 hour point of interest. It did. So therefore, the 15 minutes is just like a, how do I call it? Just like what makes it more valid, right? So let's go back to the 1 hour time frame. Let me show you something. So we have decided it's bearish because remember, it ran a low. Let's go back there. Where is it? Why can't I find this again? Okay. So we have seen it run the highs before it's 7, and all these bearish moves. So we are bearish. It's very obvious. Bearish. Very obvious. We're bearish. So where are we heading to? Me, I don't like caring about where I'm heading to. I know sure it's a sell side liquidity, but I'm like, where are we leaving from? I'm more interested in where we're leaving from. So now I'll show you why price did not come back for the midnight, like other examples I gave. Why price just reacted and dropped. Now let's find the midnight day. This is it. This is it. Okay, midnight. Good. Now do you see that when price ran the midnight, at the same time it ran a high? Now I'm telling you, this is what I call it, midnight open. So as price ran the midnight, okay, in case you missed it, I'm talking about the reason why we did not wait for price to come back to the midnight open. I said it before. All other examples I did, when price ran the midnight on the London session, it did not clear any low or do any specific thing. That's why price revisited it. But this, as price went above the midnight, it actually cleared this high and dropped so low. So it has finished a purpose. So price coming back here is not needed anymore. That is the reason why price did not come back there again. Alright, so this is it. So when price reacted to this other block, this is where my entry would kick in. So let's see the 1 minute. I don't know if trading view is going to show 20-second 1 minute chart. Let's see. I think it did. So at that level, remember we have a 15 minutes order block that supported that area. That yes, that place was okay. You get a 15 minutes order point of interest that was there to validate. So here we have our entry. You get our entry drill. 2022 mentorship from ICT taught me that. So you see that this is the market structure shift. There's the entry. You can enter from here to any of them, but any FVG you find after the breakout structure on this swing is where you enter from. Let's assume you enter from here. Where's my stops gonna be? So I do use my stops based on what the 15 minutes is doing. So finding out that price mitigated this FVG and from there also mitigated a 15 minutes point of interest, I know that the worst price can do is to wick inside this place again and drop. That's the worst that it's most likely going to do. So what I'm going to do, I'll just keep my stop loss here. I think 10 pips, because even if it's wicking here, it wouldn't go that far, right? At least, yeah, it wouldn't go that far. So for my stop loss there, 10 pips, and I like going out at 3R. I'm not among those that do so much high RR. I believe at 3R it's safe, it's okay, it's enough, right? Good. So we out of the trade. Yes, Um, so it is what it is. I'm gonna save this image. It is what it is. So if you understood the video, click on the like button, subscribe. Even if you don't understand, comment section is open, my DM is open. You can ask questions. Peace, peace, peace out, bro. Peace out, peace out. Let's go.